I've been in combat, and I've never been hurt that bad in my life. They've got my wrists, handcuffed wrists, up behind my back, and they're pushing them up very hard. They're not trying to restrain me, they're trying to hurt me. Ever since then, I'm beginning to realize our country is not nearly as free and democratic like we might think. For about 8 years, I've been going back and forth across the border to get haircuts or dental work, or sometimes just to go for lunch. I went over to Mexico on the 27th of March, 2013. When I came back at approximately 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the first officer said, "Follow me into secondary." It's where they search vehicles for contraband or whatever. So I followed him in there. The officer told me, "Get out of the vehicle." And he was using a very gruff, angry sort of tone of voice. And he said, "Turn around and put your hands on the truck. I'm going to search you." And I turned about halfway and I said, "Officer, I really don't know the rules in here, but don't you need some kind of probable cause to search me?" "No, I don't." And he grabbed me in an arm lock, and I worked in a prison, same techniques, and bent my wrist back. And then he picked me up by the seat of my pants and the handcuffs and slammed my head into the floor. Now I'm bleeding, a head wound that peeled a piece of meat off top of my head about as big as an egg. I'm handcuffed and chained to a bench, and man, the pain was really hitting my chest. And I said, "I need to go to an emergency room. I think I'm having a heart attack." Finally, they called an ambulance. The American doctor, he says, "My God, I don't care what you did, Mr. Kirschenman. You were handcuffed behind your back. There's 4 or 5 young men around you. You're in a secure facility. There is absolutely no justification for doing these things to you. I'm calling the police." And he did, and then the police made a report and took them pictures. Well, they're evidence now. I went down there the next day to file a complaint, and they says, "Oh, we can't take it now." Well, that's not right. That's totally wrong. They're supposed to take your complaints immediately. I was angry, and I felt that I have a right to protest. And the only thing I could think of was something like this: drive back and forth through that gate until someone got tired of it and decided they would talk to me about it. But it's apparent they won't do it. I wake up dreaming about this thing. It wakes me up and I'm trembling, and I can't go back to sleep. The thumbs are just a low grade, like a toothache all the time. If I try to pick up a pencil, it hurts. I put 22 years in the Army. I got medals out of Vietnam for valor. I just thought, unless you were doing some kind of criminal act, that police or Border Patrol, they just couldn't treat you that way.